Welcome to session 6, compassion's role in transcending the experience of fear. As a wonderful teacher, Mingyur Rinpoche kindly reminded us, me in particular, no matter how trapped we may feel by anxiety, depression or guilt, there is always another option available to us. One that doesn't ask us to stop feeling what we already feel or to stop being who and what we are. Quite the contrary. When we know where to look and how to look, we can find peace of mind in the midst of raging emotions, profound insight in the midst of complete confusion, and the seeds of compassion in our darkest moments, even when we feel completely lost and alone. The greatest treasure in the world is right there in front of you, or in front of me. It's you. So our view with compassion is firstly aware of what is causing our suffering. The main suffering is held within our own mind. Our anxiety, our panic, these disruptive emotions can spread as quickly as any virus, affecting our relationships at work and home and socially. So to find the balance is to find the good things within us as well. We looked at this in that micro technique, looking at the good and the bad. And we can use our amazing resources within us to try the best to solve the problem. Our mind fluctuates like a stock market. One moment it's up, one moment it's down, and with compassion, we can see all this movement as a learning process. We can, with practice, begin to see these periods of change as an opportunity to learn, to understand and be more compassionate, and to grow as a human being. If we can just remember that life changes, it rises and falls, that even now there is anxiety, we know intimately that this is going to change. We will adapt. We always have done. Amazingly, we never give up. We get into black and white thinking, we get stuck in a problem, and that problem, we get stuck in the problem and forget all the amazing resources that we have in place, the problems we've got over in the past. You know, there is a wonderful short story on the littlest God, which I've got on another video for you, on the link below this video, for you to enjoy. You'll love it. But don't try and fight these emotions. It's a battle you're never going to win. We should nurture every part of us. We can't get rid of anxiety. Like with the depression and anxiety I suffered for many years, seeing myself as a failure, as letting down everyone, my mind convinced me that I was useless, and I believed it. In reality, no one was thinking it. What it took for me was to accept that I was depressed, accept that I suffer with anxiety, and learnt to understand it and get better at it. As Pema Chodron says, fail forward. I learned to understand the movements. I began to learn how to live with my anxiety and eventually love my downtimes. And what I learned was that it all became a part of my practice. And it doesn't matter if you don't see this as being a vision for you. You know, it's okay working with exactly where you are. It allowed me to explore the nature of our mind. And in Buddhist philosophy, they call it turning the poison into medicine. And what I began to lose was the fear of depression and anxiety, the aversion of having depression and anxiety. I learned how to be with the suffering. I was feeling bit by bit, and by bringing this in closer, I learned how to be with it. I realized that my dislike of feeling was pain. It was worse than the depression itself and took up more mind space than the actual downtime, because even in the good days I would suffer, as I wondered when it would return, and everything I judged was against the feeling of being down. Now, this is self-compassion's role in transcending fear and managing anxiety. It does hurt sometimes. You will be crap at it sometimes. Sometimes you're going to forget. But every time you remember and create a bit of space to be with how you're feeling, you're transforming how you react to these disruptive emotions. Just remember, they are disruptive as they are meant to. These hormones and chemicals want you to take action. to motivate you to change. They are meant to make you relax. I mean, they're not meant to make you relax in your armchair. They want you to get up and run. So we need to start this transformation with this internal inquiry, which is why I love how Dan Goleman pieced together the emotional intelligence piece. The theory starts with your self-awareness, recognizing your suffering, recognizing you're hurting, and then slowly recognizing that you have the power, you have the resource, the capacity to do something about it. But first, we become aware of the desire for change. Then comes the self-regulation. So with the motivation for change, we then learn ways of working with it. And we do this part of the self-awareness and self-regulation part over and over and over again until we get so good at it. This way of managing ourselves, maybe not in its totality, but at least ease the aversion of it. And then we begin to alleviate how we're feeling. We automatically begin to open ourselves up to recognize that suffering is also in others. We see how they're feeling and we want to relate with them. We empathize. And recognizing the struggle they may be going through with their own mind and with their own emotions. And finally, his last piece was social connection. So once we recognize, we can relate to others, maybe even ask them how they're feeling and truly listen. The social connection piece is the compassion in that moment. Maybe they need your help to get through this. Maybe they just want to understand some of the things you did to get through it as well. And in this, we show them, so for example, this video piece in particular is like social connection. It's my 10 plus years of my own personal practice. This video is me recognizing that there's others out there that may be struggling just like I did, and hoping I might go some way in alleviating how you're feeling or anyone's feeling. Now, everything I offer in this course is not Dan information. It's a culmination of probably hundreds of thousands of practitioners over thousands of years. And this is just my flavor on what I've taken from their particular teachings. Now, can we make the use of this situation rather than get sucked into it? Don't give up and try to transform. Find the solution. Help yourself, help others, and then ultimately help society. So finding how we can turn into the fear, the anxiety with curiosity, and bring your gentleness, which I know all of us are genuine in that heart, gentle creatures, open. We just need to turn that gentleness towards ourselves sometimes, that open warmth that you need to start wrapping around yourselves too. We are merely the waves in an ocean of compassion. We peak and flatten, but we never leave it. And as we get more accustomed to practicing this systematic mind training daily, in particular being more compassionate with ourselves, this ocean continues to fill us as it already does and offers you the inexhaustible tenderness to meet your own feelings and then help with the feelings of others. We're just trying to change our perception. This is all. If we truly believe we cannot, I promise you'll be right. Our perception is changing right now. Our view of the world can be different. Maybe you can feel it. Maybe you can't, and that's okay too. You're a part of something so much bigger, bigger and deeper than the biggest oceans on this planet. Now, you are truly incredible, incomparable, and I wish more than everything that you find that happiness again when you suffer. Please, I've attached a practice in compassion for you to complete, as well as a little video on the littlest God, and I hope you enjoy them both. Now never forget, I'm here to help with everything that I can do. So, with love and warmth to you, I wish you the most amazing rest of your day. And see you soon. for session 7.